On the road and hungry for a win against an Eastern Conference rival, the Miami Heat are ready for this thing to get started. It's getting noisy here in Boston. We're at the home of the Celtics. I'd like to welcome you to the NBA on 2K Sports. Hi, everyone. I'm Kevin Harlan. With me, Richard Jefferson and Greg Anthony. And as always, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge joining us from the sidelines. To the paint, and Adebayo throws it down.
Don't take your eyes off Bam. When he comes off the floor, he gets up and the slams are just too good to miss.
Actually, kind of a lopsided matchup tonight in some regards, but everyone loves an underdog.
Yeah, let's not forget, this is the NBA. Anything can happen, and even lower-ranked teams are elite. We could still have a real contest on our hands tonight.
He's an explosive, athletic guard, and I tell you, the coaching staff must love watching Holiday in the open court.
Now, here's Adebayo. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Just playing so strong down low. Adebayo knows you got to be ready for the fight inside.
Here's Tatum. Over Adebayo. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
That's a guy you want taking shots, a quality offensive player.
Here's Hero. The rebound by Holiday. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Celtics. Pass to White. Here's Brown. It's tipped. Here's Hero. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
Oh, and the touch on the interior. Hero can hit jumpers as well as capitalize in close.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well-deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And I love Holiday's shot selection. Fantastic at realizing when he should shoot off the catch.
Shot's good by Hero.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
Yeah, that just comes down to a lack of effort. The defender has to do a better job fighting through the screen.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now here's Brown. Screen by Porzingis to the inside. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Love to see Brown facilitate out of the pick and roll, and I'm sure his coach feels the same way.
And the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thanks. Jaylen Brown has put it all together. He said, I'm figuring out my spots to be aggressive. That's in my DNA. But also showing how I've grown. Being a great screener, delivering passes on time and on target. That's important to being a great teammate. I'm focused on being a better basketball player. Kevin?
Yeah, and he's a smart one too, right, David? He is something else. Outstanding stuff, DA, as always. And here's Boston. They're on a 14-6 run. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
You gotta blow the whistle when it's that obvious. Great call there by the official.
And you watch Jason Tatum. Year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Clock at 6. Here's Adebayo. Rebound, Boston. Brown outside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Greg, we were talking Jaylen Brown making the 2023 All-NBA second team. That was big for him, wasn't it?
Yeah, Kevin, it made Jaylen eligible for the Supermax, signing for that 5-year extension in July of 23. At the time, the largest contract in NBA history.
Now, here's Mitchell. To the wing right side. Higgins outside. Puts up a deep three. It's hauled in by Brown. And Porzingis, here we go. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Porzingis has got his second basket.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Yeah, they've locked in during this stretch. If they keep it up, their lead will only continue to grow.
And we've reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Celtics up by 9. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. Hey guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Boston?
Showing their energy so far, sprinting up and down the floor, getting out in transition and taking advantage.
The shot by Holiday, no good. The Heat trail by 9. To the middle. Here's Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
Oh, why, dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points.
How about the little guy throwing himself on the glass?
GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Where there's a lot of emphasis on three-point shooting, Greg, what's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Tatum, no good. The Heat trailed by 4. Out to the right wing. Adebayo down low. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
White. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. White's got himself on the board with 3 there.
When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Here's Adebayo. And he uses the glass on the layup. Adebayo's got 13.
And he just battles hard in the post. Bam doesn't need a clean look to convert from that range.
Wiggins surveying the floor. And the layup's good off the glass. Wiggins has got his first points of the game.
If the defense lets him inside, he will not hesitate. He'll gladly drop that thing right in the cup.
Tatum, that's for 2. Inside, Tatum automatic.
Tatum's become very good at finding high percentage shots, driving hard, not just settling for jumpers.
Here's Wiggins. Porzingis with the block. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Brown wide open. He fires. Good on the triple. Now it's a 6-point Celtic lead.
Nobody's going to catch Brown in the open court like that. Nobody.
Here's Adebayo. G.A. Adebayo came from... Very humble beginnings.
Yeah, raised by his mother. And Kevin, Bam's main motivation in life was to get her out of that trailer. He worked extremely hard and now arguably a top 25 player.
And Erik Spoelstra, the head coach of the Miami Heat, receiving a record 8-year, $120 million extension. That's some big dough.
Is it ever? It remains coaching for the only NBA franchise he's ever worked for. Already one of the most tenured head coaches in the association, and that figures to continue for a while.
And he's usually able to score on that type of defense rather easily. Surprising to see him come away empty.
Brown outside. And they're moving it up. Here's Wiggins. And the rejection by Tatum.
And look at Tatum turning up the defensive intensity, outworking the shooter.
And timeout is called by Erik Spoelstra. He wants to make some adjustments to the game plan, clearly.
All right, fans, give it up for Celtics Entertainment.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Heat trailed by 4. Outside, Hero. Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. Here's Pritchard. Fires away from outside. Offensive rebound. Jacks up a 3. Traps in the tray. Pritchard's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
You give a shooter of his caliber that much time to seam it up? Oh, yeah, you're done.
Jaquez with the ball. And he dunks it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. Boston leading by 5. Picked by Horford. Here's Pritchard. That's in. He's got 2 made now, and he's shooting 2 for 3.
And something we don't see nearly as much as we used to, the finger roll.
Outside, Hero. Count it. Hero's got 6.
How good is that? I mean, he can make a defender look foolish at times.
The shot's good.
Defensive breakdown there, no doubt about it. I mean, he's a guy you have to be focused on defensively.
That shot, no good. And that concludes the first half. Celtics lead by 7. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
25.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Outside, Hero. And a miss there on the triple. Celtics leading by 7. Pass to Pritchard. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And RJ, the combination of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown winning a title together. That's something else.
There was some small talk going around about breaking them up. Good thing for the Celtic front office, they kept them both. In their first 7 seasons as a duo, they have 5 trips to the conference finals. That is a ridiculous run.
Adebayo with the bucket. Now that's 17 points for Bam Adebayo.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, taking it right to the rim. One imagines that might be discussed at halftime. That's going to be on the film.
And look at how confident Hero is from range. He'll take that shot whenever possible.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
Kicks it out to Hero. 4 on the shot clock. That's in, coming off an assist from Adebayo. Hero's got 11.
And what a dime from Bam. He's really skilled at looking for and finding his teammates.
Here's Pritchard. That 3 off the mark.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Pass to Ware. Outside, Hero. For the tie. And here's Adebayo. Horford up top. Here's Hauser. Tries again. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
And how about the court awareness from Horford? Quickly grabs the board and doesn't let the possession go to waste.
So both teams changing it up here. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Celtics can beat you in a number of ways. Point guard Jrue Holiday said we can play small and big. We have great bench players who come in and change the game at any time and could start on other teams. And we have a hunger. Kevin, they're going to be a problem for a long time.
Agreed. They are stacked, DA, for sure. The Heat making a switch here. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Wiggins. Rebounded by Tatum. Boston leading by 5. The kick out to Holiday for 3. Rebound by Mitchell.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Richard, so many things about Jrue Holiday's game we love, but what impresses you most about his game?
Well, I know it's an easy answer, but it's his defense. It's hard to be a feared defender in the modern NBA, Kevin. But Holiday is such a pest at all times on that end of the floor.
3rd personal foul. 2nd team foul.
3rd quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. On the wing, Mitchell. 5 on the clock. Takes a 3. Jaquez can't hit. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Brown, good.
I love seeing Brown get it done inside. He's more than just a jump shooter.
Here's Jaquez. Boston grabs the miss. Now Tatum, 7 points in the game. Ah, here comes Tatum.
Woo, quick first step by Tatum, then look out.
Robinson for 3. Miami no good on that time either. Celtics leading by 9. Inside. Nice ball movement by Boston. Back to Tatum. Oh, Tatum from way outside.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Pass to Jaquez. Trying to end the drought. Good, and the assist goes to Mitchell. Jaquez has got his 2nd bucket.
Oh, how pretty was that? Used the rim to protect the ball perfectly.
Off target from 3-point range. And it's out of bounds. The Celtics will take it the other way.
Horrible mistake right there. You hate to see unforced turnovers like that.
Here's Holiday. And as we end the 3rd quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. It's the Celtics ending the third quarter on a 12-4 run. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. And so here is Miami, trailing by 10. Robinson on the wing. There's the three. And Tatum pulls it down. So it's Boston now. And here's Brown outside. Kept alive. The Heat trailed by 10. Robinson on the wing. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Yeah, you can see the defense broke down there, allowing him to get all the way to the hoop.
White looking around. Puts up a three. And he's good on the three ball. And the Celtics lead by 11.
Unwilling to let up, even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Always plays hard until the final whistle, no matter what the situation is.
6 to shoot. Here's Rozier. And Boston with the rebound. Here's Brown. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It goes on Kyle Anderson.
And the balance Brown has on these takes, refusing to let the D get the upper hand.
Richard, the Celtics have been among the NBA's elites for quite a while now.
Well, they've been a title contender every year for almost a decade now. Even with several coaching changes over that time, they've been the model of consistency.
And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost them.
And if they want to come back in this game, look, they got to clean up those mistakes.
Outside Tatum. Releases from 15. Brown outside. And Rozier pulls it down. The Heat trailed by 14. Mitchell. That's good, and it's Rozier with the assist.
And once Rozier spots that hole in the defense, he just doesn't hesitate. Just sends the ball to an open shooter.
Tatum no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
When guys are moving the ball, sharing it, it makes the game so much more fun, both as a player and as a fan.
And another miss by Boston. Mitchell looking it over. Down low. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Oh, Kevin, not a Petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, bounce to the ounce, Greg, yeah. Showing off the bunny.
The efficiency from Tatum on the offensive end is terrific, not letting any scoring chances pass him by.
Tatum with another miss.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Highsmith. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one is on Holiday.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
Here's Tatum. Tatum with another miss. The Heat trailed by 8. Pass to Highsmith. Kicks it out to Hero. Miami needs to get a shot off. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Celtics.
All game long, they've been making it rain from the arc. And look, they've done it by feeding the hot hands.
Nice work there. This is a point in the game where if you get a chance to close the gap, you've got to make the most of it.
White, wide open. He fires. Busted. No good that time either. Pass to Highsmith. Outside, Hero. Higgins outside. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Wiggins. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Celtics. Led by as many as 14 points. From the arc. It's hauled in by the Heat.
And not sure they've got enough time to save himself.
And if I were them, I'd start thinking about where I'm going to get food after the game because this one looks a bit out of reach.
Kicks it out to Hero. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession.
Number 13, Bam Adebayo.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And that's an intentional foul.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
And the Celtics with possession here. 6-point lead. And an intentional foul right there.
First personal foul. Third team foul.
It's the first that makes it a 7-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's an 8-point game.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Yeah, they got to be disappointed with this result.
Hero, no good. And here's Tatum for three. He can't get that one. So it's the Celtics picking up the win. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight.
And it makes a big difference. Once they started to really play in rhythm, you never felt like they had any doubts as to whether or not they were going to win.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast.
It's a couple different ways you make it out this life. Know your steps just in case they come cut out the lights. Got no respect for no reading out my rights. Fame expensive, maybe we can speak about the price. When they talk about my name, know I define greatness. We couldn't rush a day, it took divine patience. Ain't nothing been the same, that's just my observation. These memories never fade, no I cannot erase them. I done watched loyalty disintegrate, blowing in the wind, windows down on the interstate. I was confused, I always thought when the money came, that meant sunny days, and all your problems just went away. Ain't nothing slow me down like when I had a Sprite. Sometimes it was, then it was like we was at the light. Maybe that precise, you're not familiar with begging God to just bring 'em back. My energy protected, I've been burning sage. Follow how you feel it, you won't be led astray. I said it and I meant it. Don't know no other way. They ask me how I'm doing, I tell them I'm doing great. Cause if I really wasn't, could you help me? If I really wasn't, would you help me? If I really wasn't, would you help me? If I really wasn't, would you help me? When your talent speak for itself, never pretend to be great. I moved on from that Nike. Turn you numb, feel like your feelings erase. You ain't never got the chills till you shake. Homie, the streets cold. No contributions to nothing I was pursuing. I understand it's hard to call it a movement if it ain't moving. Keep your energy the same from all them days when I felt ruined. Had everything to gain, but you complain while we regrouping. We sat around the table, broke bread like the Cypher. Judas, I could feel you touch a snake and it might bite you. Can I call and ask you for the things?
Welcome, everyone. Courtside with two ex-NBA stars, Grant Hill and Brent Barry. I'm Brian Anderson. We've got Allie LaForce on the sidelines tonight as well. And it's going to be the Spurs off the tip. Pass to Vassell. From deep, Wembanyama. Antetokounmpo grabs the board. And Grant, the combination of Giannis and Lillard, one of the most fearsome pick-and-roll tandems the league has ever seen.
You're spot on, B.A. You surround them with shooting, and you have the makings of an offensive juggernaut.
The shot by Wembanyama, no good.
Well, a lot of players in the league are going to make that shot, and for him, it's pretty much automatic. It's a good defensive effort to prevent the layup.
Now here's Fox. And that one is hammered home.
Oh, going up there. Vassell showing off his hops.
Pass to Antetokounmpo. That three's off the mark.
And the defense got away with one there. I mean, that's the shot he typically makes.
Here's Fox. And blocked with his palm. What a defensive play. Lopez with it. Antetokounmpo inside. Lays it up and banks it in.
And look at Giannis using his length inside, allowing him to beat the contact and get the finish.
Pass to Barnes. Wembanyama. Oh, Wembanyama throws it down.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. Stolen by Wembanyama. And about 2 minutes into the first quarter here. Wembanyama screen. Fox with the ball. And Lopez picks him up.
Excellent off-ball awareness as Brook was able to get over there and swat it away. I think Giannis loves that kind of stuff right there. His dunks sometimes get vicious.
Fox. And it's Fox with the jam.
Wow! Always fun to see point guards who can elevate above the rim like that.
Oh, a strong mindset and even stronger finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. Now here's Antetokounmpo. Screen by Antetokounmpo. Down low. Lillard double team. Oh, breaks the dunk off the deceptive pump fake. Grant, when you talk about De'Aaron Fox, what an exciting player.
That he is, and just now entering the prime years of his career. We've seen him make great strides the last few years, and it's scary trying to think just how much he can still improve.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Brian, with the Bucks switching coaches midway through last season, Doc Rivers experienced with star-laden rosters. He said, quote, "I resist thinking that you can't coach players. I have no problem holding them accountable. If you don't do it, you're not going to win." Brian, the pressure's on to get it done.
The burden of expectations. It's title or bust. Thanks, Allie. Here's Lopez. Oh, nice fake, but the layup's off the mark. Here's Fox. The rebound by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo surveys. Pass to Lopez. Lillard left side. He drops it from range.
And Lillard can knock these things down in his sleep. He makes it look so easy.
And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. group substitution here for San Antonio.
Substitution of
And 1:01 left in the first quarter of the game. Out to the right wing. Back to Paul. Pass to Champagnie. Here's Wembanyama. 6 on the shot clock. Goes up on the wing. San Antonio again can't hit.
His touch from mid-range, that's almost always good. That won't shoot. Yes, sir! That's what you tune in for right there. Wow. Yeah, I don't know how many defenders are stopping Giannis when he's up like that.
He buries it from 3. Wembanyama's got 7 points in the game.
And that's what they want to do. Get him open looks early.
Pass to Prince. Here's the 3. It's hauled in by Wembanyama. Here's Champagnie. Yes, and it's Paul with the assist that time.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Spurs out in front, up by 4. Quarter number 2 coming up. And for those of you just tuning in, second quarter action is where we are. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Spurs.
They've done a great job establishing an inside presence. Now that'll open up more options offensively throughout the remainder of the game.
Well, when you look at the forwards in this league, there are a lot more Grant Hill types out there these days, partner.
Well, thank you for the nice words, B.A. Of course, I took pride in my overall game. And over the last few decades or so, we've seen a bunch of guys playing the 3, 4, and 5 who can pass, dribble, and shoot. So it's fun to watch the game evolve.
So shifty. Fox gets in there anytime he wants to.
Here's Lillard. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It goes on Chris Paul. Milwaukee shooting their first free throws of the game. Well, Grant, there are few players in the league who can attack a defense from the logo, but Lillard is one of them.
Yeah, and he makes it look so easy. You have to pick him up at the half-court line, and it's been that way for about a decade.
The confidence that Fox has shown in his shot has skyrocketed the last few years, Brent.
Yeah, the combination, BA, sometimes of you working on your 3 to gain confidence, but the coaching staff also telling you, go ahead and shoot that shot. I think those things have played out for De'Aaron Fox. Look, he can be streaky. The fact that he's willing to take it is elevating his play. So nice to watch Giannis in the open floor, how graceful he is at covering so much ground.
Here's Fox. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And you know, Damian Lillard, a lot of his points come from the line, Brent.
Well, he does a great job of getting himself there. I think defenders are so in tune with Lillard's ability to drill you from the 3-point line. He gets around the initial guy and then into the teeth of the defense where he's very strong at attacking the rim. But when he's spotted up like that, Taurean Prince, those percentages go up. Very comfortable on that one.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. A moment to rest and confer on the game plan. Milwaukee making a switch here. Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Here's Fox. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. They pin that one on Giannis Antetokounmpo.
This is the challenge Fox poses for defenses. Sometimes is forced to foul him.
And the Spurs making a change here. The Bucks trail. Lillard outside. Here's, oh, look out! Giannis, unbelievable!
And you could see early on that Giannis wanted to be aggressive. I mean, he's taken over at the offensive end.
Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Giannis Antetokounmpo wants to take on the tough assignments defensively. He said, quote, "I believe I'm one of the best two-way players to ever play this game, and I want to have that challenge, knowing that you gave everything to the game and you gave everything to stop the other team's best player."
He certainly wants to dominate in every way, Allie. Thank you. On offense, here is San Antonio. Always attacking Fox.
De'Aaron Fox having one of those nights where he's feeling it.
Antetokounmpo, that's good. Antetokounmpo's got 8 points here in the quarter.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Here's Fox. Antetokounmpo with the block. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Antetokounmpo. The Spurs making a switch here. 5 to shoot. Let's go with a 3. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
The defense better recognize that Harrison Barnes more than capable from there.
Well, Grant, they say early in Giannis' career, he had to work not just on his game, but his attitude.
And that's true, B.A. It wasn't a bad attitude. He just lacked an edge. The ruthless mindset that all great players have. But, man, once he got that edge, he never lost it.
Back to Johnson. Beyond the arc. And San Antonio hits again from deep.
I like Johnson's focus at the perimeter. He's pretty careful about when he shoots the 3.
Lillard outside. Back to Antetokounmpo. Oh, Giannis working inside.
So far, he's a can't-miss player, a superb scorer who plays to his strength.
And we've got a timeout called by Greg Popovich. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. That'll be a 5-second call.
Milwaukee ball.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the second quarter. Here's Lillard. Here's Sims. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
He lacks defense there. He's going to see fewer and fewer chances if he can't bury those kind of jumpers.
Vassell outside. Pass to Kessel. The ball's knocked loose. And it's out of bounds. The Spurs able to retain possession here. Here's Vassell.
Kuzma knowing his body well and using it.
San Antonio again can't hit. Rejected by Barnes. Back to Paul. Left side, Wembanyama. Here's Castle. Into the lane. Yep, count it.
And this rookie Castle is smooth on the drive. Can't give him any space in the lane.
Trent outside. The three. Rebound by San Antonio.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Vassell. And a miss there on the triple. Here's Kuzma. And he can't jam it through. And Barnes has got the ball here for the San Antonio Spurs. 4-point game. It's Kuzma with the miss. Barnes in the post. No good with a layup.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
And so it's De'Aaron Fox making highlights for San Antonio. 8 points in the quarter, showing how effective he can be. More 2K action in just a moment. And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. The Bucks trail by 4. And over the last half-decade, Brent, Bobby Portis has been the best six-man big you can find.
Yeah, pretty remarkable, B.A. He comes in, he gives you some great scoring in some stretches, plays some solid defense. He's got a lot of fire to his game. So this is the exact kind of guy that your team needs in the second unit.
San Antonio with the ball. The three from Barnes. Prince grabs the miss. Now the Bucks with it. Here's Antetokounmpo. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. Oh, and a fast break for the Spurs. The three from Barnes. Rebound, Milwaukee. Lillard outside. Back to Antetokounmpo. Out to Lillard. Oh, Fox with a steal. The three from Barnes. The basket's good. Off the assist from Fox. Barnes has got 6.
Harrison Barnes very comfortable in that catch and shoot.
Pass to Lillard. Right around a minute and a half played in the third quarter. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A 3-point play opportunity. He shot 2 free throws in the game. He's made 1 and missed 1.
You love Lillard because he loves the game, and this is a guy who just wants to be out there. He wants the ball in the hands, and he tries not to get caught up in all the drama that happens around the game. It's 100% focused on it.
And Greg Popovich has called timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Seconds into the second half now. Right wing. Back to Paul. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup. And the Spurs lead by 3.
Chris Paul adept at finding space down low, and that time found a way to get it done.
Lillard looking around. Six to shoot. The Bucks need to get up a shot here. Lopez for three. And Chris Paul clears it away. San Antonio leading by 3. To the middle. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
When Wembanyama has the ball in there, I mean, it's often a bucket, a foul, or both.
And both free throws good for Wembanyama.
Well, when he gets into a groove at the free throw line, it doesn't just last for tonight. This might be 2 weeks, 2 months, something like that.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Back to Prince. Stripped it away. Oh, got a piece of it. Pass to Porter. And another miss by Milwaukee.
It's never easy from that distance, but we see him drill those and shoot around all the time.
Oh, no, I know he can make it, but that's warm-ups, so maybe just a step too far.
Here's Wembanyama. Oh, who else? Wembanyama.
And Wembanyama can dunk it basically just standing up. You gotta keep him out of the paint.
Pass to Kuzma. .151 left in the third quarter. The layup misses. Spurs lead by 7. Grant, compared to some of the flashier scorers, Devin Vassell has a more workmanlike approach.
Yeah, he can quietly drop a big game on you. He doesn't draw attention with stylish plays and big circus shots. He just grinds it out by finding his looks.
Pass to Wesley. Now Wembanyama. There's 1:17 left in the third quarter. So both teams making some changes here.